Have you ever been around a girl and felt like something was different, but you couldn't explain it? She talks to you, she smiles, she laughs at what you say, and yet there is no clear moment where she openly tells you how she feels. This is where most men get confused, because they are waiting for direct confirmation, while attraction in reality rarely shows up that way in the beginning. Instead, it appears in subtle patterns, small behaviors, and repeated actions that reveal what words are still hiding. The truth is, when a girl is attracted to you, she often won't say it directly, not because she doesn't feel it, but because attraction, especially in its early stages, is expressed more through emotion and behavior than through clear statements. Her body language changes, her attention shifts, and her energy around you becomes slightly different from how she is with everyone else. The challenge is that these changes are usually quiet, and if you're not paying attention, you will miss them completely. Once you understand these signs, you stop guessing and you start noticing patterns. And when those patterns repeat, that's when you know it's not random. Sign 1. She holds eye contact slightly longer than normal. One of the first and most natural signs of attraction shows up in the way she looks at you. But it is not just about eye contact itself, it is about the quality and duration of that eye contact. When a girl is attracted to you, her gaze does not feel neutral or accidental. It lingers just a little longer than what is considered normal in everyday conversation, and that small difference is where the meaning lies. You might notice that when you are talking, she maintains eye contact without breaking it too quickly, or you may catch her looking at you when she thinks you are not paying attention. And when your eyes meet, there is often a brief pause before she looks away, sometimes followed by a small smile or a subtle shift in her expression. That pause is not random. It reflects awareness, and more importantly, it reflects interest. People naturally look longer at what they are drawn to, and when someone holds your gaze comfortably without appearing distant or distracted, it usually means their attention is fully on you. In her case, it also suggests that she is emotionally engaged in the moment. Eye contact, in this sense, becomes more than just a social habit. It becomes a quiet signal that something deeper is happening beneath the surface. Sign 2. She mirrors your behavior without realizing it. Another strong sign of attraction is something that happens completely subconsciously, and that is mirroring. When a girl feels comfortable and emotionally connected to you, her body naturally begins to sync with yours. She may not even be aware that she is doing it, but her actions start to reflect your own. If you lean slightly forward while talking, you might notice that she does the same after a moment. If you speak in a softer tone, her voice may also soften. If you laugh, she may match your energy almost instantly, not in an exaggerated way, but in a way that feels natural and aligned. This is not imitation, it is emotional synchronization. Mirroring happens because the brain is trying to create a sense of connection and similarity. When someone feels drawn to you, their body begins to align with your rhythm, your pace, and your energy. It creates a feeling of harmony between both of you, and that feeling is often what people describe as chemistry. When this pattern repeats consistently during your interactions, it is rarely a coincidence. It is a sign that she feels comfortable enough around you to unconsciously match your behavior, and that level of comfort is often rooted in attraction. Sign 3. She finds small reasons to touch you. Touch is one of the clearest ways attraction shows itself, but it often appears in subtle and seemingly casual ways. A girl who is attracted to you may not make obvious physical moves, but she will find small, natural reasons to create contact. It could be a light tap on your arm when she is laughing, a brief touch on your shoulder while making a point, or even brushing against you in a way that feels just slightly intentional. On the surface, these gestures may seem harmless or accidental, but the pattern behind them is what matters. Physical contact breaks personal boundaries, and people do not cross those boundaries unless they feel comfortable. When she initiates touch and does not immediately pull away, it signals that she is at ease with that closeness. If it happens more than once, and especially if it happens naturally without hesitation, it becomes a strong indicator of interest. Touch creates emotional awareness, and when she starts introducing it into your interactions, even in small ways, it often means she is exploring that connection on a deeper level. Sign 4. Her energy changes around you. One of the most overlooked signs of attraction is a shift in energy. A girl may behave differently around you compared to how she acts with others, and that difference often reveals more than anything she says. She might become slightly more playful, more attentive, or even a bit nervous. Sometimes she talks more, sometimes she becomes quieter, but in both cases, there is a noticeable change. Her behavior is no longer neutral, it becomes more intentional. You may notice that she laughs more at your jokes, even the simple ones, or that she seems more engaged when you are speaking. She might adjust her posture, fix her hair, or become more aware of how she presents herself. These small changes are not about insecurity, they are about awareness. When someone matters, their presence affects how you behave, and that shift in behavior is often one of the clearest signs that attraction is present. Sign 5. She remembers small details about you. When a girl is attracted to you, she pays attention in a way that goes beyond casual listening. She remembers things you mentioned in passing, details that most people would forget, and she brings them up later without you expecting it. It could be something simple like your favorite food, a story you told, or something you said you were planning to do. The fact that she remembers and brings it up shows that she was not just hearing you, she was actually listening. People remember what matters to them, and when she recalls small details about you, it reflects a level of interest that goes beyond surface-level conversation. It shows that your words stayed with her even after the moment passed. Sign 6. She finds reasons to keep the conversation going. Attraction often reveals itself in effort, especially when it comes to communication. A girl who is interested in you will find ways to continue the conversation, even when it could have easily ended. She may ask follow-up questions, bring up new topics, or respond in a way that keeps the interaction flowing. Instead of giving short answers, she adds more, creating space for the conversation to continue naturally. You might notice that she texts back with more detail, or that she doesn't let the conversation die out quickly. This is not accidental. It shows that she enjoys talking to you and wants to maintain that connection. Effort is one of the clearest indicators of interest, and when she consistently puts effort into keeping the interaction alive, it usually means she values that interaction. Sign 7. Her friends already know about you. One of the strongest signs of attraction often comes from outside of her, through her social circle. If a girl is talking to her friends about you, it means you have taken up space in her thoughts. You might notice her friends looking at you differently, smiling when you are around, or even teasing her in subtle ways. Sometimes they already know your name before you have even met them properly. When a girl shares information about you with her friends, it means you are not just another person she talks to casually. You have become someone she is thinking about, someone she is discussing, and that usually happens when feelings are starting to develop. Conclusion. Attraction is rarely loud in the beginning. It doesn't usually show up in direct words or obvious confessions. Instead, it reveals itself through patterns, small behaviors, and consistent signals that quietly show how someone feels before they are ready to say it. The key is not to focus on just one sign, but to observe repetition. When you start noticing multiple signs happening together, that's when it becomes clear that what you're seeing is not random. Because sometimes, the real answer isn't in what she says, but in how she behaves when she thinks you're not paying attention. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more insights on attraction, psychology, and human behavior. And I'm curious, which of these signs have you personally noticed before? Let me know in the comments below.